Everybody keeps telling us that electric vehicles represent the bright future of driving. They promise cleaner air, smarter technology, superior efficiency, and an entirely new level of performance that traditional cars simply cannot match. But what if I told you that the reality on the road tells a very different story? Not every electric vehicle is created equal, and some of the most heavily marketed models have fallen far short of expectations once real drivers started living with them day after day. These cars looked outstanding on paper with impressive range figures, futuristic designs, and bold claims about reliability and innovation. Yet the moment they faced real-world conditions, the truth came out quickly, and it was often disappointing, expensive, and in several cases even concerning for safety. From persistent software failures and widespread recalls to batteries that struggled in everyday temperatures and resale values that collapsed dramatically, these 6 electric vehicles have left thousands of owners feeling scammed, stranded on the side of the road, or deeply regretful about their purchase. These are not simply online rumors or isolated complaints. Many of these models have been heavily criticized by independent experts and removed from major recommendation lists by trusted organizations like Consumer Reports. So if you are seriously considering making the switch to an electric vehicle, these are the ones you will want to think very carefully about before signing on the dotted line. Let me take you through their stories one by one as an auto expert who has followed these launches closely. And fair warning, the further we go, the more surprising and concerning the issues become. It all begins with the Tesla Cybertruck, the truck that was supposed to completely change how we think about pickup trucks in the electric era. From the moment it was unveiled, the Cybertruck generated massive excitement. Reservations poured in by the hundreds of thousands because it looked like nothing else on the road. A futuristic stainless steel body that was marketed as nearly bulletproof, incredible performance specifications, and an advertised starting price that sounded accessible at around $38,000. But what actual buyers received was something quite different. Many ended up with a massive 7,000-pound stainless steel vehicle that carried a 6-figure price tag once options and real market pricing were factored in. The long-awaited base model has remained difficult to obtain for most reservation holders. The promised 500-mile range has proven elusive in independent testing, frequently falling well below 300 miles under normal conditions, and dropping even more sharply in cold weather or when asked to tow any significant load. One owner I spoke with, a contractor who needed the truck for work, described the anxiety of watching the estimated range disappear during a job site run in winter, forcing him to scramble for charging stations and delay his schedule. Early reviews also highlighted practical problems such as enormous blind spots, awkward visibility from the driver's seat, and a turning radius that felt worse than many much larger traditional trucks. It might resemble a spaceship when parked in the driveway, but driving it in everyday traffic is an entirely different experience. The interior continues that theme with an almost completely screen-dependent cabin that offers very few physical buttons or controls. While that looks modern at first, it quickly becomes frustrating when the software glitches, the system lags, or the doors occasionally refuse to open properly. Consumer Reports decided against recommending the Cybertruck in their early evaluations, specifically citing concerns over build quality, hardware reliability, and visibility issues that could make routine driving more stressful than it needs to be. Owners have also reported leaking panels, body panels that do not line up correctly, and cargo covers that jam unexpectedly. The rear-wheel steering system can feel unpredictable at lower speeds, and the truck's extreme size makes fitting into ordinary parking spaces surprisingly difficult. Despite the huge initial wave of interest, recent months have brought a noticeable increase in order cancellations and declining interest in the used market. The Cybertruck certainly captures attention wherever it goes, but for most practical drivers and families, it has not proven to be the revolutionary truck many hoped it would be. The initial hype appears to be losing momentum faster than expected. While the Cybertruck dominated headlines with its bold design, the next vehicle on this list disappointed buyers in a more everyday but equally frustrating manner. Consider the Hyundai Kona Electric, a compact crossover that arrived with genuine promise for average drivers. It was positioned as an affordable, practical choice with decent range and modern features that seemed ideal for daily commuting and small family needs. Early reviews were largely positive, praising its value and zippy driving feel. But the optimism did not last long once owners began sharing their real experiences. Some of the stories were genuinely alarming. Drivers reported spontaneous battery fires occurring while the vehicles were parked and completely powered down. These were not minor overheating incidents but serious events that led Hyundai to issue one of the largest and most costly battery recalls in recent electric vehicle history. Over 25,000 vehicles worldwide had their entire battery packs replaced because of defective cells from a supplier. Families were explicitly advised not to park the car near buildings or charge it overnight until the repairs were completed, which created enormous inconvenience and worry. Even after the replacement work was done, many owners continued to face challenges. Charging speeds remained relatively slow on public fast chargers, and real-world range suffered noticeable drops, particularly in colder climates where losses could exceed 35%. One driver from a northern region shared how he had planned a holiday road trip with his family only to see the available range shrink dramatically as temperatures fell, forcing them to alter their plans and add extra charging stops that turned a relaxing drive into a stressful ordeal. Resale values dropped sharply in the months following the recall news, and the early reputation damage has lingered even as Hyundai introduced updated versions with improved specifications. What began as one of the more promising affordable electric crossovers has become a clear example of how quickly buyer trust can evaporate when fundamental reliability questions arise. Next comes the Subaru Solterra, Subaru's ambitious attempt to bring their loyal customers into the fully electric world. Fans of the brand have always valued the company's signature all-wheel drive capability, engaging driving dynamics, and rugged reliability in challenging conditions. The Solterra was meant to carry that heritage forward in an electric package. Unfortunately, the launch did not go smoothly. Sharing its platform with another manufacturer brought inherited problems from the start, and Subaru added a few unique difficulties of its own. Even before most customers could take delivery, a serious safety recall was issued. The wheels could literally detach due to faulty hub bolts, prompting Subaru to issue a do not drive advisory and temporarily halt sales while they developed a fix. That initial repair attempt itself required a second recall shortly afterward, further delaying availability and damaging early momentum. When the Solterra finally reached driveways in meaningful numbers, real-world performance often fell short of expectations. The advertised range of around 239 miles proved optimistic, with many drivers seeing significantly lower figures, especially in winter months where models without an efficient heat pump could drop below 200 miles. Charging capabilities were also average at best, with maximum speeds that did not stand out against newer competitors. Perhaps most disappointing for Subaru enthusiasts was the driving character. The Solterra felt disconnected from the road, with steering that lacked the usual feedback and acceleration that did not capture the engaging feel longtime owners expected. One dedicated Subaru customer who had owned several gas-powered models told me he made the switch hoping to keep that special connection to the vehicle, but instead felt the Solterra drove like a generic electric SUV that could have come from any brand. Sales remained modest, with fewer than 9,000 units moved in the United States during its first full year, and the model has struggled to win over the very audience Subaru needed most. Even America's most iconic truck brand faced significant challenges in the electric transition. The Ford F-150 Lightning was introduced with enormous expectations. It carried the legendary F-150 nameplate, long known as the best-selling vehicle in the country, and promised to deliver the same capability and toughness in a zero-emission package. On paper it looked perfect for work sites, weekend towing, and family duties. Real-world ownership quickly revealed limitations that surprised many early adopters. When towing heavy trailers, the effective range could plummet dramatically, sometimes falling to around 100 miles or even less depending on conditions. Winter driving alone produced range reductions of more than 40% in independent tests, turning planned long-distance trips into risky calculations. Adding to the concern was a battery fire incident involving a new Lightning during testing, which forced Ford to pause production temporarily and issue recalls that further eroded buyer confidence. Drivers also encountered software glitches, false warning lights for tire pressure, and regenerative braking that felt abrupt and unpredictable in stop-and-go traffic. A construction business owner I heard from explained that he purchased the Lightning expecting it to handle his daily workload reliably, but range anxiety during cold winter days on job sites made him question the decision. Used values have fallen steeply in some cases, with examples selling for tens of thousands below their original prices. Even senior leadership at Ford has acknowledged publicly that the Lightning may not be the right choice for every traditional truck buyer. What many hoped would represent the seamless electric future for American work trucks has instead served as a reminder of how much engineering work remains to fully match the expectations set by decades of successful gas-powered F-150s. Moving into the luxury segment, the Audi e-tron, later renamed the Q8 e-tron, entered the market with premium aspirations. It featured sleek styling, the prestige of the Audi badge, and promises of refined comfort combined with fast charging capabilities. For the starting price around $65,000, buyers anticipated a compelling blend of technology and everyday usability. In practice, the real-world range frequently struggled to reach 200 miles consistently, with cold weather conditions making the gap even wider. Reliability concerns emerged as well, including issues with battery cooling systems, various electrical gremlins, and random drains on the 12-volt battery that left some drivers unexpectedly stranded. One recall specifically addressed the risk of water intrusion into high-voltage components, an especially unwelcome problem in a luxury electric vehicle. Sales figures declined over time despite aggressive discounts and updates, and used examples have lost substantial value within just a few years of ownership. A business professional who leased one for his daily commute described the initial thrill of the premium interior and smooth ride gradually giving way to repeated service appointments and nagging doubts about long highway trips. In a competitive luxury segment where range confidence and long-term satisfaction are crucial, the e-tron has faced an uphill battle. Finally, we reach the Porsche Taycan, the flagship electric sports sedan that carried the weight of Porsche's performance heritage. From its low, wide stance to its unmistakable design cues, the Taycan turned heads and delivered thrilling acceleration and handling that lived up to the brand's reputation on the track and twisty roads. Yet behind the excitement, ownership experiences have revealed persistent challenges. Independent reliability evaluations have given the Taycan some of the lowest scores in the electric vehicle category, with owners frequently reporting frozen infotainment screens, drive modes that fail to engage properly, HVAC systems that stop working unexpectedly, and software updates that sometimes introduce new problems rather than solving existing ones. Official range figures, starting around 229 miles for base models, have proven difficult to achieve consistently in real driving, with some owners struggling to reach even 190 miles and seeing much steeper drops during winter. The financial impact has been significant too. A vehicle originally purchased for $100,000 or more can lose nearly half its value within 2 years, accompanied by high costs for repairs once the warranty period ends. One passionate enthusiast who had saved for years to own his first Porsche shared how the initial joy of driving the Taycan slowly turned into frustration with ongoing technical issues and dealer visits. Despite the undeniable performance and stunning presence, the Taycan has become another example that even legendary badges cannot fully protect against the growing pains of advanced electric technology. In the end, these 6 electric vehicles share a common thread that runs through all their stories. They arrived with tremendous marketing promises, eye-catching designs, and ambitious claims about the future of driving. But when it came to delivering reliable, practical, and satisfying ownership experiences over time, many fell short in important ways. When you are investing $30,000, $50,000, or even well over $100,000 in a vehicle, you naturally expect more than unpredictable range, recurring software problems, surprise recalls, and sharp depreciation. These real-world accounts remind us that while the electric vehicle landscape continues to evolve rapidly, it is still wise to look beyond the headlines and marketing materials. Pay close attention to independent testing, owner feedback, and long-term reliability data before making a decision. The stories behind these models offer valuable lessons for anyone considering an electric future. If this deep dive into the realities of electric vehicle ownership helped open your eyes or gave you useful information for your next purchase, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and turned on notifications so you do not miss future videos like this. Share this script with friends or family members who are thinking about going electric. It could save them from making an expensive mistake. And please leave a comment below. Let me know which of these vehicles surprised you the most, or tell us about your own experiences with electric cars, good or bad. Your stories and questions help shape the next videos and help everyone in the community make smarter choices. Thank you so much for watching. And listen guys, this is my new channel. I need your support.